Welcome to Leeds United fans. We have made our triumphant return. My name is Philip and I'm joined by Luke. How are things?
All good. All
Uh,
good. You?
Not too bad now. We would have brought this podcast back earlier, but I decided to get a severe back injury for Christmas, which was ho ho ho, fucking jingle all the way, fucking yeah, great crack altogether, but under treatment now anyway, so we can bring this back and I can talk about things without actually wincing in agony. So that's always good. And we've got a few games since we came back that we haven't had to do anything, we've been able to do anything yet. But I think overall since we've come back, we haven't been awfully bad. If we consider that all the breaks we've had this season, we've had the fucking break for a month with the Queen's death, and then the
Hmm.
police thing happening, and we had an international break. Then we've had the World
Yep.
Cup, and now we're back again after another 6 weeks. And all in all, we are kind of around that area at the bottom of the table, but there's a lot of teams around in and around that area now. It's like a three-tier league. You've got everyone up to about maybe 10th place, and then you've got maybe Palace and a couple others that are kind of a few points ahead, and then you have the top tier of the table, and that's basically the way it is, isn't it? It's just really really competitive this year.
It is. You string a run of three wins together, and you can find yourself knocking on Europe's door at the moment. So
Left gone, yeah. And look, to be fair, who expected anything from the Man City game? No one with a working brain did anyway, did they?
didn't even expect a goal. Had a goal.
Exactly. We got a goal through strike, and Jaffe was awful and lucky not to get a second. So to come away from a City game and we got one back, and we nearly got to, considering they've got Holland, got to 20 goals in like something like 13 games or something ridiculous. Like
He's a freak.
you've got Grealish and fucking Holland and Silva and all these De Bruyne, and come on, like not to. To be honest with you, man, when I was watching with my friend, the Man City fan, I was thinking, we could get top 4 or 5 here,
Oh, easy. Yeah,
especially
and we
against
held
that
him out
team.
until we held him out for half the game.
Oh yeah, we were awful lucky to go in 1-0 down at halftime.
Yeah.
We
No,
nearly got them to halftime.
it was a game we expected nothing from. We got a goal. It wasn't too much damage done.
No,
Yeah,
they give the
nothing else
players
to
a
say,
benefit of
really.
knowing that they got a goal back and they nearly got a second. They gave them a go of it anyway. And then when you're
Yeah.
and to be honest, I think we'll look at. I know there's been a few defensive mistakes, especially those individual mistakes, but we're
We're
looking
always like that.
like we look fairly solid against Newcastle. I didn't. At no
Didn't
point
see
did I
it
think
coming.
they were going to fucking put a few passes. I just we looked as short,
Didn't
like
see
as
us
short as we
getting
can be after such a long break.
didn't see us getting a point there, so I was happy, very happy. Clean sheet, always good.
Hmm.
Newcastle were the better team, but they had nothing up front,
Yeah,
and we looked dangerous at times as well. So
yeah, with a
yeah,
couple
so
of
it was a
chances.
shock actually. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think now that
Yeah, I'll take that 0-0.
yeah. And Wobber now, I'm impressed by the signing of Wobber, especially for the price we got him for. Like,
Oh, he gets. We've just seen him against Cardiff in the second
yeah,
half. He gets stuck in.
he looks a player. Like,
Clearly picked up on the fact that we don't particularly like Cardiff City, so he's going to put himself about a bit.
but he did. He was good in the tackle. He wasn't. He didn't look like he was out of place at all in that team, especially considering he's only been there a few days.
Exactly, yeah. No, he's and playing out of position as well, as you pointed out before.
Yeah.
Put him into midfield, but yeah, he just got stuck in. I like that.
Yeah, it's good that we have a player like that that's versatile because he can play at left back, centre back, and clearly he can play in the holding midfield role. He wasn't signed for that purpose. People
No,
thinking,
he
well,
wasn't.
he's good that he potentially that he can cover there too if needed. I'd ideally like to see him play in defence, but it's good to have a player that we can put in there if we're stuck.
Yeah, and with Stroud today, is Stroud now left back? He looks more comfortable at left back.
Yeah,
So maybe maybe he's good centre back.
I
As long as it keeps Llorente out, I'm happy.
as long as Llorente is not playing, we're all right. Like, you know. But I think
Oh
Strike now
shit!
he's been so long playing at left back now he's kind of like I wouldn't say he's forgotten how to play centre back, but he'll have to kind of get back into
It's gonna
centre
take
back
some getting
mode.
used to.
Exactly, you know,
Yeah,
it's a big shift. Like you know, considering he was like naturally a centre half and then he got turned into a left back. So, but to be
and he's
honest with
doing
you,
all
man,
right at left back.
he's been doing fine at left back. Like you know, he's there's a mistake in him every now and again, but there's a mistake in
There's a
everywhere
mistake
across
in
that
all of
defense
them.
everywhere though. That's a like and Wobber is a big sign in him because we need to upgrade the defense badly, you know.
Oh, we do. Which brings me on to Llorente and his new 3-year contract.
Oh, it's a Lord God. How was that man signed? How
What
was
the
that man got an extension?
Did he think that maybe his experience will rub off on the younger players? Or do we know they're not going to be able to bring anyone in?
Well, they've brought in Wobber so far, so they've obviously. I honestly don't get the rationale or reason to tying him down to a new contract. I mean,
No, I
the only
don't.
thing I can think of is just to withhold his transfer value and they can try and flog him in the summer.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, he signed a 3-year contract, but that means fuck all in football.
Oh
If they
yeah,
want to sell him,
that
they'll
doesn't
sell
mean
him.
he's going to be here for 3 years or there for 3 years.
They might as well give them all 50-year contracts. It makes absolutely no difference. So, yeah, you could be right. Maybe it is a tactic to offload him. Let's hope.
Let's hope exactly. But no, to be honest, like you know, in the West Ham game now, you know, there was. I'm awful disappointed we didn't get 3 points from that game. I was annoyed, to be honest with you.
It could have gone either way, though, in fairness, that game.
It
We
could,
both had chances to win.
but there was that mistake from Aronson was just ridiculous. Like, what was he even thinking about? Like,
Do you know what, though? When he got substituted, you could see it on his face. He was mortified with himself, and that's not a bad thing. And
true.
he's been a really good player since he signed. He's going to have the odd off game. He's going to make the odd mistake.
He
It's taken
hasn't.
him all these months to do it.
He hasn't been great the last few games, though. He doesn't look. I think the fact that he went to the World Cup and he didn't get any time at all really kind of knocked him a bit.
Yeah, he was a bench warmer. They
He
brought him
didn't
on a
get
few
anything at the
times,
World
but
Cup from what I've seen. I didn't watch much of the World Cup, but I know I kind of kept an eye on especially
no,
the USA team because of what Adams and Aronson, of course, and
he came on for like 10 minutes here and there, but he got fuck all really.
we
And
might
then
as well got bothered.
you look at who they had in his position, and it's like, well, why isn't he playing?
Apparently, there's calls for the American manager to be fucking chopped now. Anyway, after that, so
Mm. Yeah, so maybe his confidence has taken a little bit of a hit, but you know what? It won't take long to get that back.
no, he just. And people were saying, like, I see on online, were saying, "Oh, why is Aronson playing? You know, he's in a bad run of form." And you're like, "Well, they're obviously trying to play him to get him out of the
Yeah,
bad run of form, try and get him confident again. You know, get him playing." Like,
Jesse Marsh was straight in his ear when he came off against West Ham, as if don't know what he said, but arm round him, straight in his ear. Marsh obviously sees a lot in him.
oh, sure, of course he does, but he's a,
He-
he's a great little player. Like
oh,
we've
he
seen it
is.
already this season. Like, well, look what he done with Chelsea. Like, you know, he basically got us the 3 points against Chelsea, running in on the Mendy. Like,
He did.
you know,
Oh,
and
he's been fantastic. Up until the World Cup, he's been fantastic. It's knocked his confidence, you're right. And it was disappointing not to see him playing much in the World Cup, especially when you look at the rest of the team.
yeah.
But he'll get it back. It's fine.
But on one flip on the USA team, Adams has come back an even better player.
Yeah, he has. What a player.
Jesus, making him the captain
Yeah.
of the American team just sent him up another level. Like, you know, he was a bit quiet in the first half against West Ham, but after that, now he was a lot better in the second half.
It's funny, really, because he's reaching a level that if 6 months late from when we bought him, we'd have been paying a lot more.
Oh God, yeah,
We got him there just at the right time.
he'd be a 50 million player minimum now if you try to buy him tomorrow.
And I mean, I know there's still people criticise Jesse Marsh, and we did at one point.
Hmm.
but the players we're bringing in, we wouldn't have if it wasn't for him. It's his links with Red Bull Salzburg and Red Bull Leipzig
Yeah,
that are getting us these players,
yeah.
and they
It's
are
just
good players.
like some people are critical of the transfer policy. Look at fucking Nottingham Forest bringing in 30 fucking players, like,
Oh yeah,
and the amount of
awful.
duds in there too, like absolute duds, like Dennis and your man, the English lad, who used to be good. What's his name? Shit,
Lingard.
Lingard. He's not even in the first team. Like he was playing the cup game yesterday.
Oh, they got battered yesterday. Blackpool.
Fucking
Oh, whoops.
oh dear. The tie
Commentary.
the game of the whole. I know I'm happy with Leeds getting the well deserved draw today on a replay, but the game
Yeah.
of the round for me will be Wrexham versus Coventry. Little Wrexham
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds and the fucking his Wrexham and they got the fucking win, like.
Yeah, so that was a quality game. And the Coventry striker that came on off the bench, Gyökeres,
Hmm.
we're linked to him, so he's one to watch. Top scorer in the championship.
We're linked with. I think we're realistically linked with two or three forwards at the moment. I don't know what we were talking about it either earlier before we started. It's the Hoffenheim lad. Can't remember his
Yeah,
name. About 20-year-old, but I don't know what I'd be paying 30 million quid for a fucking prospect.
nope.
Not
And
at least
also,
not now. Not you'd want someone that can hit the ground running. Like
whoever comes in as well is going to have to compete for the place up front because Rodrigo, whoa, where, what's going on?
he's having the season of all seasons. Like,
Oh, he is. He had that blip, didn't he? And we got on his back quite a lot. In fact, we wanted him gone.
oh,
If
a
we're
lot of
going to be
people did.
completely honest, we wanted him gone. We said we wanted him gone. I wanted Somerville gone because I
Yeah.
misjudged that one. We wanted Marsh gone, and since we did that, he's been on fire. I know he missed a penalty today, but he scored as well. So
Exactly. Like, and when he comes on, he's a menace. And we was awful lucky against West Ham. At the right at the end. Great save
yeah,
from Fabianski. Like it was so close. You're just like, ugh.
as soon as he came today, that was it. It was all us.
Yeah.
They
Like,
brought him on. They brought Wober on. They brought
hmm.
Drama on, and it was just let's go.
I think Drama needs to be getting more game time now. I think because Christensen doesn't look great at all lately, does he? He's not. He's struggling recently.
Did he go to the World Cup?
He did with Denmark, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just that.
Maybe it's just a bit fucking. I don't know. But maybe it doesn't help when the teams are playing for a few weeks and then we've already said it. Like that's the second big. It's the second or third big break we've had. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Also, Luke Ayling's been playing a couple of games as well, so he's not exactly being given a proper run.
Aileen, man. Aileen. I love Aileen, but Aileen now forget about it. He's a liability.
He is.
He is Ben's. I noticed there in the game against West Ham when what led the lead up to the penalty, which got the goal. He was up in the other fucking attacking a position again, and he wasn't even near the box by the time the penalty had been given. Like that's your right back. Like what good is that to you? Like, and near the
He'd
end
be all
too,
right.
with the chance with Antonio, like he was miles out of position again, and thankfully it didn't connect, and Antonio missed it because that could have cost us the game. Like,
He'd be all right as a right winger. Him
oh,
and Firpo on the wings.
exactly, yeah. I got some Leeds fans were like very fucking. They're all pure pro Ale. He's great getting forward. He's good getting forward, man. But
Yeah,
at
he
the end
is.
of the day, he's a right
He's
back.
a
Like,
fucking
that's the
defender.
key. Like, the key is
At the end of the day, he's a defender.
right back defender. He's a defender. He's not a fucking winger. So I
He
don't know.
wants to
Call me
be,
old
but he
fashioned, but
isn't.
I like defenders that can defend.
Yeah, I'm up
Funny
for that.
that. Who would have ever thought
Not that we,
we want a defender that can defend?
not that we have, but yeah,
No, it's as I say, like we've been grinding at results. We've got 3 draws in a row.
Yeah,
Like I know today was a cup game, but at the end of the day, every point is a point,
yes, it is.
and that's the
And
kind of the way I've looked at it for going into this season was always going to be like that. It's because we overachieved with Bielsa, and we're still building. Like people have got to lower their expectations of where we are. It was this season was always about staying up. Like
yeah,
going into this season, I said it from day one, from we started doing this podcast, I would be happy with 14th or 15th.
yeah,
I've said it since the
absolutely.
start. I've never at any point said we're going for Europe or anything else. Just stay in the division.
No,
Keep
we've
the
got too
players.
many young players that aren't ready yet to push for anything else.
And we've been awful lucky with Sinistera because when he was playing, man, he looked a fucking business like.
Oh yeah, we look very dangerous with him. But then Gonto's kind of playing in his role. He
He
seems
is
to have
not.
become first team.
Yeah, Nanto is good, all right, but I think Sinistera is better.
Yeah, but Sinister is more established. Gonto's only just starting.
Oh, true. But
Gonto can be better, but he's
oh,
just not there yet.
oh God, he's doing all right though for his age, though, man, and where he is in the game. Like,
He is, but he can cut out those fucking dives. That today was never a penalty in a million years. He deserved the booking.
look at
He didn't even touch him.
he'll learn
I
from
don't
it.
like that shit.
He'll learn from it. That's what will happen.
Hopefully.
When they come to England, they don't realize how strict it is on diving and compared to other cultures and leagues.
Yeah, true.
And if you dive in England, you're getting a yellow card. It's that simple.
And he deserved it. It was a dirty game, in fairness.
It always is, man. It always is when we're playing Cardiff. We don't, as we were saying, you were saying to me earlier on that the last time we were playing them in the League Cup 20 odd years ago, I didn't know this that we couldn't play on our wingers because they were getting pelted with fucking coins. Like
Yeah, we had to play down the middle.
I didn't
They
know that
spent
until you told me that today. Now, to be honest, and
spent the entire game just pelting us. If you go back and watch it on YouTube, watch the highlights and stuff, it was a nasty game, really nasty. And so they load it over us that they beat us at the FA Cup, and we were top of the Premier League at the time. So they were like, "Oh, we've beat team that's top of the Premier League." We didn't have a fucking chance. We couldn't deploy as wingers.
yeah, thankfully
So
though that those days are behind us now. You'll still hear the odd situation of something being thrown from the crowd, but it's very seldom now. Like remember back in the day, man. There'd be
you say
last minute
that, but
corners and there'd be all sorts of fucking shit thrown at them. Like
in the French league, what was I watching? I was watching Lens versus Paris Saint-Germain, and every time there was a throw in or a free kick or a corner, two little dudes came out with a net on two poles and had to stand behind the player taking the throw in and everything to block all the shit.
Jesus Christ! I assume that was the
Nasty out
PSG
there.
boys that were getting the stuff thrown at them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, Jesus.
I mean, I can understand wanting to take a pop at Neymar, don't get me wrong, but it's bad over there.
Fucking hell, I didn't know that. My all-time favorite was when they threw the pig's head at Luis Figo. How the hell did they get that into the ground?
Complicity, I would have thought.
How did he get? And there's another one too. Well, I was looking up the list of the craziest things that were thrown at a footballer. From a corner once, there was a moped thrown at a footballer in some league. Don't ask me what league it
That,
was.
I can tell you what league that was. That was at the San Siro
Wasn't it
in
San
Italy.
Zero?
Yeah, yeah, they
Jesus
managed to get
Christ.
this. And it wasn't even from low down. It was off one of the high up tiers. They managed to get a managed to get a moped into the San Siro, threw it off one of the upper tiers. They're fucking mental.
Threw
Yeah,
a
no,
fucking moped at a lad
I
taking
didn't
a
see
corner.
it. I didn't see it, but I've read about it.
I remember I just read about it years ago. I was like a fucking moped. Are you actually kidding me? Like somebody told me that and I was like, that can't be true. There's no way
Oh no, it
a
was.
moped was thrown at someone in a football stadium.
You'd be gutted. you'd be gutted until they threw the pizza delivery guy, and at least you get a pizza out of it.
Exactly, exactly. You know, just to fucking get there for a corner thinking,
No,
oh, I
that's
got a slice of pizza into me. No, just a moped. No, that's no good.
what I bet you can find that on YouTube, and I'm having a look now. I'm just going to type in San Siro and moped. Yep, there it is. The video is called the Holy Vespa.
Oh, I have to look that up. Oh, we won't show
Yeah,
that on the video
there's
here now
loads of them.
in case it's some sort of fucking law or something that we don't know about in the YouTube fucking guidelines.
Oh, they're
But
nuts over there. They are absolute France, Italy, nuts.
oh yeah, sure. I remember back in the day in the Italian league and all the fucking metal wire fencing up around and everything, like, just crazy, like.
Well, I noticed at that Lens Paris Saint-Germain game, the away, they always have the nets up over the front of the stadiums,
Hmm,
the stands.
hmm.
They just have it. They have the away section enclosed in net.
Just so
Looks
it
like
doesn't.
they're caged in.
Fucking hell. I suppose that somebody has to be so at it, it doesn't go on in England anymore anyway. But
No, well, it does, but not to that extent.
not to that extent, not to that extent. Next up now, of
Having
course,
said
we
that, there
have,
was a space.
and next up, of course, we have Villa. That's going to be a tough game.
I was just looking at that actually. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Villa away.
Mm,
Oh, Friday. That'll be
mm.
on TV.
Yeah, it's on TV for definitely. Yeah.
That'll be on Sky. I would have thought. I said that Villa aren't great.
Oh, they could have come on leaps and bounds under Emery, man.
What is going on with your lights?
Oh, it's just the TV is just goes down every now and again. I just have to put it back up just to keep it. But I know Villa have come on leaps and bounds lately under Emery, so they have.
Have they? Who am I
Oh, they
thinking
have.
of then?
Yeah, they've won something like 4 of the last 5 games.
Oh, I'll shut up then.
Yeah, yeah, no, they've turned the corner since Emery came in. Like he's dropped a few players. He's dropped Ings and he's dropped Coutinho. I don't think Coutinho might be injured, but he's dropped anyway. He's completely changed the style of play, and he's
Oh yeah, because I saw that there's talk of him selling Ings.
well, he's for sale, all right. Yeah, Everton tried to get him on loan, but they said no, fuck off. You get your pay, or you're not getting him.
Just having a look at their results now, because
Yeah,
clearly I don't know what I'm on about. Oh yeah, so a draw with Wolves. Oh, of course. I am talking bollocks. I saw them. I watched their game against Tottenham. They tonked them 2-0,
yeah.
and Tottenham never looked in the game. Yeah, no, you're right.
No, I wouldn't be too confident about
Um,
Villa now, but after that though, we've games against Southampton and Bournemouth and others. Like we have a lot of winnable games coming up after that.
I still think that Villa game is winnable.
Oh, in theory, yeah, but it depends on what they do in this window now, man. Because I know I've already said Wabber's a good signing, but we need at least 2 more.
Did you see the response that Click got at the end of the West Ham game?
Oh yeah, of course, the
Because
guard of
obviously,
honor and everything. He was crying going off like
yeah, well, he loves it there, but it's
he's
it's
just
that it's time.
he's the wrong side of 30,
Same as Ayling, same
wrong
as
side of 30.
Bamford.
Get
Yeah,
it. But it's just a matter of who they bring in now because we're all right in many areas. This thing of playing Sam Greenwood at central defensive midfield has to be fucking called off now because after today, like it's not his position. He's a
no,
number
it's not.
10. Like he started off as a striker. He's not a holding midfielder.
I know we've brought in Woba, but I'd like to see us bring in a quality centre back to replace Cooper.
Hmm. But that's
If
technically
I'm
Wobber.
honest,
That's technically Wobber because he's a left sided centre back.
hmm, I thought they brought him in to play left back.
But he can play either or.
I know. I just want a dedicated centre back. Isn't going to play anywhere else. Isn't going to play on the wing. Isn't going to play at full back. Just a centre back to replace Cooper. I don't think he's good. He's a good player. Even gets the odd goal. I don't think he's good enough to be. I don't think he's good enough to be captain.
No, I
I
give that
don't
to
think.
Adams.
Oh yeah,
I give
absolutely.
I give Adams the captaincy
Um,
all day.
I just he's not as much of a figurehead as I want my centre back to be.
Hmm.
You look at all the best teams; they have a centre back that is the figurehead of the defence, and we don't have that.
Hmm.
We're shocking defensively and have been for years.
True.
All the commentators joke about it. Oh, it's a Leeds game. At least we're not going to get loads of goals at each end. Yeah, we can score goals, but we leak so many.
Hmm.
But who that could be, I can't tell you.
There's fucking not much available at the minute now, man, to be honest with you. I think getting Wobber in was a great signing, and
I do. Yeah, I do.
I would have liked if they got your man Guerrero from Borussia and Dortmund as well too. Like, a proper left back, like someone that
Yeah,
is a left back by design and by trade.
yeah. That would have been good. Um, the thing is, if we get this left back and we get another centre back, there's going to have to be some offloads, and players like Cooper and Strauch might end up going because they don't seem to want to get rid of Lorente.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one.
But
But
we do.
even defensively, like we've got a lot of young lads coming through as well. I don't know. I don't know why Helder and fucking the other lad he's on fucking loan when Millwall hasn't been
The one whose name you can never remember.
exactly. I can't remember his name again now. As fucking time as
In fairness, neither can I.
it's gone so long out of our thoughts now. But
Cresswell. Cresswell.
Cresswell. That's it. Yeah, Jesus. I don't know. Hopefully now in this January window they get some players in because. But then as I said, the Wobber thing today was a good one because like Forshaw is finished. He can't. He's always injured.
For a guy that's finished, he's getting a lot of game time.
Well, sure they kind of had to because with Rocca and Adams away at the World Cup, they had to try and integrate him some way.
I know, but we weren't playing while the World Cup was on, apart from friendlies.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think he's just. That's one criticism I'd have of Marsh is sometimes he's going to have to be a bit more brutal, isn't he? He can't keep everyone happy all the time.
We need to offload a good 5 to 10 players. There's a lot.
I wouldn't go that high. I'd
Would you
say
not?
I'd say Firpo, Lorente 2. Click is already gone.
Yeah.
Ailing is probably off at the end of the season when his contract expires.
Bamford.
Bamford's finished. Like, and outside that, really, that's about the height of it. Like after that,
Forshaw.
True, but he's a squad player, though, man.
What's the point in him?
You need squad players. Every team needs a player that can be there as a backup. Like,
I'd rather play a youngster. I'd rather play a youngster than Forshaw.
You don't have one though in that position. Like your man Darko today, he played all right in the first half before he was substituted. But you can tell he's a traditional central midfielder. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's always a bit further forward. And Greenwood has been playing him there recently, and that's not his role. We don't have a young lad to go in there.
It's not, but I'd still rather play Greenwood there than play Forshaw.
It's a hit and miss one. It's a hit and miss, but sure. Anyways, I think for this one now we shall leave it at that. And it's the way we're looking at things going forward now is we're picking up points. Some fans may want more and they may call for more, but we've got to be realistic here. Like, we don't have the money. And financial fair play exists too for people that haven't been paying attention for the last fucking 3 or 4 years,
Well, it exists for most of us.
It does, yeah. It exists for every team. Like, that's why even Newcastle, like, they're quietly going about their business. Like, they're not making key signings because they can't.
How they've done that. I love how they've done it.
Quietly going about their business. like the days of Man City and all the rest coming in. And I don't know how Chelsea are getting away with it. Like they could potentially have spent 500 million in the last two windows if they get the
Mm.
players they're targeted in January. 500 million in two windows.
Well, it goes off your revenue, doesn't it? If you're bringing in the revenue, you can spend it.
Well, how does Chelsea have that much revenue? The ground is only 40,000 capacity.
Not all about your match tickets.
No, I know. Probably last bit like fucking Man City with the
But
fucking Emirates fucking
they'll be
thing,
selling,
signing
they'll
a
be
fucking
selling shirts around the country. They've got a hotel on
yes.
site. Club store will do big business. I imagine they make a shitload.
Yeah, but it's still irresponsible spending what they're doing. Like they don't really have any fucking rhyme or reason, do they?
Well, they've just signed two. They've literally just signed two new players.
I know, yeah, the young defender
Um,
and oh yeah, they're
so again,
beside
so
your man from Monaco.
they've signed David Dat. Oh, sorry, three players then.
All right.
David Datro Fofana, who is from Molde in Norway.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Uh, Andre Santos from Vasco da Gama
No, I heard of that
in
one. Yeah, young
Brazil,
lad. Yeah, yeah.
and then yeah, the one you said,
The defender from Monaco.
Badiashile from Monaco. So
35
that's
million.
another 55, 60 million they've spent already in this transfer window. And that, I'm sorry, but that player from Molde, he ain't going in the first team, and neither is the Brazilian lad.
Yeah. There's a load of players they've signed in the last two windows that aren't going to get in the first team, but are obviously trying to build for the future. I don't know.
They'll be loaned out to a Dutch club. They'll be loaned out. Who's the Dutch club that they're always loaning out to? Is it
Oh, it
Utrecht?
was. I can't remember now. There was one that used to always loan out to back in the day. Anyway, Ash,
Oh
there's
no, Vitesse Arnhem.
Vitesse. That's it. That's it. Ah,
That's
sure.
what they'll do.
We won't worry too much about Chelsea now. They'll do their own thing. And Graham Potter is not the fucking messiah that everyone thought he was either, is he?
No, but Brighton look fucking good though.
Yeah, they've improved since he left.
Well, they've got World Cup winners since they left. Since he left.
Exactly. I think the whole Graham Potter thing is coming home to roost now. I couldn't understand why he was so highly rated. I knew he was all right, but he wasn't the football messiah that all these fucking hipster wankers said he was.
He was good where he was.
Exactly. And
Everyone
now
needs
he's
to.
up at
Everyone should know their limits.
and now he's at Chelsea, and he can't get them to even fucking play like.
And De Zerbi at Brighton, he's well happy. They're playing good football. They're knocking 4 or 5 goals in every match.
Exactly. Sometimes these things need to happen for people just to get there. Like a lot of football opinion now at this stage has annoyed me, man. It really annoys me. Like I seen it there today at halftime, march out, and you're like, he changed everything at halftime. We came
And we
out
drew.
second. We came out a different team, and we should have won the game.
Not only that, would it have been the worst thing in the world to get knocked out in the FA Cup when we're fighting
No,
against relegation? Exactly.
no,
And
it's
don't get me wrong, that first half was shit. It was tragic. I'm not going to
unbelievable.
lie. But it doesn't matter. That game doesn't matter. The fact that we've got a draw, brilliant. But now we've got a fucking replay.
Yeah, it's another game.
Yeah, wonderful.
Fuck it. Look, if we won't worry about that too much now, I think the biggest hope now is this window is just get a few players in and just keep doing what they're doing, and just because the management can't be blamed for everything, like the individual errors that've been made, like in the game against West Ham with Aronson with that fucking ridiculous pass to Rocket that ended up a goal,
He
and then
knows it though. He
we've
knows
touched
it.
on Luke Ayling constantly out of position. Like I have people that still think Luke Ayling is a good footballer. You were clearly dropped on your head as kids because he's not a
I
good
love
player.
Luke Ayling. I've said this before. I love Luke Ayling for what
So
he's
do
done for
I,
us in
but
the
he's
past.
not a good player anymore.
But he's out of position every game because his position is on the bench. If he's playing, he's out of position.
I think now fucking give young Drama a run now at this stage because
Yeah.
he's clearly highly rated. Newcastle were looking at him. Borussia Dortmund are looking at him. Funny enough, he was Cardiff's player of the season last season on the bench today. Like,
Interesting.
Remember, he went on loan to Cardiff for a few months there last year, and
Yeah,
he ended
yeah,
up winning
yeah.
the Player of the Season. So,
There you go.
sure, look at anyways. We'll leave it at that, and hopefully now by the next one, my back will be a bit better,
So will Leeds.
and so look at it. I'm not all doom and gloom like a lot of people are.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
we have to be realistic about the club. Like
We do.
we just need new owners with money.
I'll leave you with this. If you want to gamble, thought I was going to go ahead lyric there. If you're going to gamble, Jude Bellingham, his younger brother, is on the bench for Birmingham City at the moment. Let's fucking buy him and see what happens.
Exactly. Just fucking just chance it, like
Yeah,
Exactly,
he'll
exactly.
cost you a few million at the moment.
You never know. You never know. And we'll
If
leave
he's
it at that.
half as good, if he's half as good as Jude Bellingham, he'll be fucking good.
If he's even a quarter as good, he'll be fucking all right. Like,
Exactly.
all right. And so we shall leave it at that. My lighting here isn't great, and my back isn't great,
It
and I'm
really
not able
isn't.
to get up and do things to change it. So, thanks everyone for watching, and we will be back soon. Cheers.